Welcome back to another episode of Late Entry, hosted as always by RBF Kyle.
What up, Doe? How we doing, everybody?
We got the return of old Money Matt,
What up, everybody? What's happening?
and as always, your boy Double Dose. We are coming at you live to talk to you about some football, the World Series, the NBA executive game for the Sopranos, and then end off with all due disrespect and questions of the week. So, the World Series is going on right now. We're currently at the top of the seventh. Toronto is up 3-1. Um, Magic Johnson killed me, bro. His tweets are so funny when they come to sports stuff. He just be tweeting the most like it's like the first ever AI with like no critical thinking. It's like he'll tweet like, "Oh, went to the game tonight, saw my Lakers lose 101 to like 95." He had tweeted something about like, game 5 is pivotal. Whoever wins this game takes control of the series. Like, really, Magic? You don't say.
Great observation, Magic.
Yeah, it's like, damn. And I just think it's funny how the way that he talks about the stuff. But this has been a crazy World Series so far. Did either of you guys stay up the other night to watch 18 innings?
I
Nah,
couldn't
I
stay
was
up for
asleep,
18
man.
innings. Of course not. But I was definitely impressed to like hear about it in the morning and just that blew me away. I mean, that's pretty impressive because that's basically like playing two games. How long was it? Like 16 hours?
I think they said it was
Something like
six
that.
hours and 6 hours and 49 minutes.
I get like antsy, like, being away, being out of the house for like 2 hours, man. They were out there, in the clubhouse, on the field, 6, 7 hours. That was impressive, man.
It was crazy. It was crazy watching it. What's crazy too was like uh I was gonna do something with Lex, and I was like had saw that they were in the ninth, and I was like, hold on, let me just watch the end of the game real quick, and then we can go ahead and do what we're gonna do. Fucking 3 hours later, I'm like, damn, I'm sorry.
Like,
I
baby,
kept
we
thinking it
ain't
was
going
gonna
out
end.
tonight.
No, not doing anything, just sitting down watching this just go over. And it's crazy. I saw someone had tweeted this, and I didn't save the tweet, so I can't shout out the right person, but it was something along the lines of like the extra innings in baseball is like a horseshoe logic. It's like the first like through like 15 innings, you're like, okay, like this is really exciting, and then it keeps going. You're like, oh my god, can this end already? But I did stay up and watching the whole thing, and it was definitely worth it for how it ended. Freddie Freeman again, walk off home run. That man is a
That dude's a
monster and a
beast.
legend. Also, a legend too, bro. Shohei Otani is so crazy to me. The fact that it's like, all right, we're just gonna continue to give you bases because we do not want you to hit this ball. Like, we'll
Well,
sit
and
here
like
all night and just
they
go back
walked
and
him
forth.
5 times,
Yeah,
like consecutively. And that's with Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman in the lineup right behind him. And they're just putting him on base because that's better than letting him fucking hit a home run. But I mean, he was 4 for 4. He had two home runs and two doubles. What else can you do? I don't
it
blame the
was
manager for doing that. And they won the game. So,
it was insane too. They were walking Mookie a few times too, and then
you
toward the end of it, they let him hit, and it didn't matter. I was funny because I
well,
was like,
didn't they say something like 34 players played in the game overall, including all the
it was
pitchers?
yeah, they went through them. They were Yoshiba Yamamoto.
Yeah,
I
that
hope
guy
I'm getting
pitched
that
like
right.
2 nights before too, or something like
and
that.
and he was getting ready to have to pitch again, which I
Yeah.
thought was insane. It was like, bro, all right. And shout out Will Klein, dog. Will Klein was not on the roster a few days ago and pitched, I think, for like 4 straight innings. Gave up no scores in these extra innings. That was insane to me. Um, but the Dodgers like little death lineup. That three is so crazy. Shohei followed by Mookie and then Freddie Freeman. It's like one of them's got to get it, and you can't walk all of them. So,
No.
and Freddie held up his end of the bargain. You talked about the bases that they gave Otani. It's crazy that I was seeing someone had pointed out like he's got the record now for most bases in like a World Series, and they were saying the longer this game goes, this might be an unbreakable record ever. Because how many more times in history is someone gonna walk you 5 times?
Never. But I
But
mean, he's doing things we haven't seen since Babe Ruth, and then he went and pitched. I mean, he lost the next night, but he threw like 91 pitches the next night. I mean,
yeah,
we
The
haven't
only
seen
other
anybody
person I've seen get that
play
treatment is
baseball.
Barry Bonds when he was about to break Hank Aaron's record. Like he just kept getting walked after what 5 walks in a row is insane in the playoffs.
Right. And the fact that this guy pitches, the fact that this
Hmm.
guy can fucking throw a 100-mile-an-hour fastball too, like
He says Travis
he's
Hunter
an
can play
incredible
both
athlete.
ways. He's like, hold my beer, dude. I'll,
Yeah. He's
I'll show
showing
you
out.
playing both ways. Pause.
oh my goodness. It is yeah, it's crazy. But and then they turn around and real quick, Shohei is a funny dude too. They asked him about yeah, so what are your thoughts after this crazy game? He's like, I want to get in bed immediately so I can get ready for tomorrow. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
bro. But yeah, then they lost last night and they're losing right now too. So that'd be all of that just to
I
wind
feel
up
like
delivering
Toronto's
the
gonna
L
pull
again.
it out just because of all the shit like Trump is doing to piss off Canada. And that's fine. Canada's like, fuck you, we're about to win your World Series.
Bro, which is like I get that perspective. At the same time, I feel like sports makes me so patriotic, dog. Like I'm not rooting for fuck. Like you know what I mean. Like I understand that the Dodgers are the evil empire,
Hey,
but I'm
but if
not
you
rooting
know
for a Canadian
Toronto,
team.
Toronto has some of the best sports fans in the world, bro.
Yeah, well, if they're so good, they should make a league in their fucking country.
They do.
You know that?
They have a Canadian football league.
All of a sudden,
And
Double
They probably
Dose
got
ain't so
baseball
inclusive.
leagues. It's just
no,
the
I am.
majors. They're in the
I
I'm just
MLB.
kidding.
no. I'm inclusive. I have no issue with them being in any of our leagues. Like we've got like a Canadian baseball team, a Canadian basketball team. We got multiple Canadian hockey leagues. What it does mean, for one, is we kind of top dog over here that y'all want to come join our shit so badly. But it's gonna be
Hey,
a
I fuck
cold
with
day in
Canada,
hell.
bro.
It's gonna
I
be a
got love for
cold day in
Canada.
hell.
Don't be hating on
You
Canada.
you're rooting against the U.S.
I'm not
This is
rooting
the
against the US. That's our neighbor though. Shit. They got maple syrup and Crown Royal and shit.
hey,
I'm down with Canada.
all that's good and well, but I need the U.S. to win. When the Golden State Warriors played
Hey
the
man,
Raptors too,
if
hey,
it were the Tigers, I would for sure be rooting for Detroit versus everybody. But fuck the Dodgers, man. Fuck LA.
all that's gonna happen is if they lose here, they're just gonna spend even more money, get even more weapons, and it's gonna be even more over next year for everybody. So be careful what you wish for. They're gonna go out and steal
Also, the
everybody.
only Crown Royal we're getting from Canada is their maple flavor, which is because the other ones are coming from Ireland. And so
Really?
yeah,
How
so
the
the
fuck do you
only one
know
we're getting
this?
from Canada is going to be their maple flavor, and that's the worst one. So if they're
That apple
contributing
though.
to
That
our
apple's
Crown
pretty good
Royal,
though.
I like the apple. I like the apple. I don't know where that one comes. That might come from upstairs too. I don't know.
Yeah, the crown apple, that's fire.
That shit is good.
Um, all I'm gonna say real quick about this before that's the end of my limited baseball is um
You've done
the
a good job,
Dodgers
by the way.
are finding every way to fuck me. Last season, I was rooting for the Yankees and the Dodgers won. This year, I'm rooting for the Dodgers and they're gonna fucking lose. Like, dog, I can't get on the right side of this history, but it's all right. I do. I'm so happy that they have implemented the pitch clock. I remember Matt. You
Yes,
remember
I
you were
agree.
over at my house in Kalamazoo probably like 8 years ago, and we had tried to watch a baseball game, and it was
It
like,
was
all
so
right, turn this
slow.
shit off, bro. Yes, and now it has
The pitch
become such
clock's been a big help.
it's been
I'm,
such an enjoyable sport now.
I'm actually glad they don't like show it on the screen too. Like they just like integrated it into the game. They didn't make it part of the broadcast, and it just speeds up the game.
Yeah, I'm with you. Uh, the motherfuckers just scored again, dog. It's 4-1. Might be
Dude,
cooked.
I'm telling you, bro. The Blue Jays, they haven't won since Joe Carter hit a walk-off home run like 30 years ago.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. This is the first time I've ever heard of Joe Carter. I'm also a very, very new baseball fan. I'm super, super casual. I'm still learning stuff about it. Like Last year, I found out that all of the stadiums aren't the same size, which, as a
No,
fan of
they're
every
all
other
different.
sport that exists, is crazy to
Yeah.
me. Like, what do you
Yeah.
imagine going to play football somewhere
You got
and
the big
a
green monster in Fenway.
but like imagine like you go to, like a touchdown of 70 yards in New York and
Right.
120 yards in Dallas.
Hey,
Also the fact that
it's
if you hit a
120
ball,
yards for it's 120 yards for both teams or 70 yards for both teams.
it's still
You're
wild though.
playing you're
No,
playing in the same yard. You have to look at it that way. Like your
I'm
hitters are
not
hitting
saying.
that same, like, but that's why they build teams out of like right hand or left hand hitters. For half of your games are going to be at home, so they build their roster in baseball based on their park.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it gives them an unfair advantage. I'm just saying that it's surprising because no other sport that I know of is like that.
Yeah.
Um, Also the fact that a fan, like if you hit the ball, a fan can just reach out and catch the ball, and now that's a home run. What? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, it's fan
uh,
interference, right?
well, it's from my understanding it counts,
Well, it's because it's fan interference.
but
Fans
uh,
shouldn't touch the ball.
Well, yeah, fan interference is typically counted as like a
Like a double, I think, right, or something.
redo down or redo play or whatever the fuck. So
Who's that guy for the Cubs? The Bartman, Steve Bartman.
yeah, oh
That
my
fucking
god,
guy.
what
I was
happened?
rooting for the
oh,
Cubbies that
the
year.
most hated man.
He,
What happened?
I think Moises Alou was going up trying to make the catch,
Yeah, it
and
was Moises Alou. Yep.
um, the like it was gonna land in his glove, and this moron in the crowd sticks his arm like right out and hit the ball,
Mm.
and he hit the
Caught it,
ball, and yeah, and so like it
and
got called fan interference, and
the Cubs were up 3-1 in the series or 3-0 in the series when that happened, and it was the ninth inning with 2 outs. The
it was
Cubs
crazy.
ended up losing that game, and then the Cubs ended up losing the World Series after all that happened.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, that guy was probably getting death threats from a lot of
he.
Cubs
Oh
fans.
my god. Yeah,
That guy
he.
was
I'm pretty
a
sure he
hated
said
man,
like he
like you
had to
said.
move and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Hey,
sucks, man.
real quick, completely separate, but talking about death threats. Kyle, we did that episode what last week? Where we had talked about Demarius Thomas and like how fans or like players like hear the outside noise, and we were talking about the incident with I forgot what player it was from Minnesota that had two fumbles and they were like in his inbox.
Madison,
And
yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah, that the next day that happened again. After we talked about it, Monday the Vikings came out, same team, and was like, "Hey, what's going on right now is terrible," because they were in his inbox calling him the N word, telling him to kill himself, threatening his family. It was just ironic as hell that we had just talked about it with the Vikings, and the next day the Vikings did it again.
Wow.
Whatever's going on Minnesota, dog, I know that there's probably not a lot of shit to do in Minnesota. It's still a game. It is still a game. But
Wow.
let's segue that into some football and hit our power rankings. I know these were quite difficult this week, and I know I've probably got at least one very unpopular opinion. I'm curious to see what you guys have.
I didn't feel like it
Not
was that hard. I feel like we're starting to get some clarity, man. You're starting to see the
really.
real from the real from the fake at this point.
Well, then why don't you
Okay.
start us out there,
Yeah.
Matt?
Hit us with your list, Matt.
You want me to?
Yes,
Oh
I
well,
would love
shit.
that.
Well, shit.
He's like, it's pretty obvious to me,
No, I
Hairfoot.
think, like I said, I think there's some fake teams out there, man. But I think the
Yep.
Lions are for real. I think at number five, I got the Seahawks. They look good on both sides of the ball. They really do. I don't see any flaws. I think Jackson Smith and Jigba and Darnold are like have a great connection already. They've got two pretty good players at tight end. They got two good running backs. I mean, they're going to be tough to beat. I like their coach. So I got the Seahawks at five. I got the Rams at four. I got three NFC teams, two AFC teams. So the Rams, I think, are just a tough out, no matter who they play. Just with the veteran quarterback play, defensive line, I think they got two good running backs too. Puka's coming back soon. I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Then I got the Colts at number three. I think they just really haven't played anybody that really impressed me yet. I'm gonna wait to see them play some tougher games and tougher opponents, and then I mean, I'll be happy to move them up. I'm happy to see him playing well, and Jonathan Taylor's, I mean, in the MVP conversation for a running back. He should be 100%. And even the last couple weeks, you've seen Baker kind of fade. You've seen, some other guys kind of fade away, and he's stayed consistent and even improved. And I mean, he's won a fantasy league for me before. Jonathan Taylor's no joke. And he's really at that age too, where you start to see the running backs decline, and there's a lot of questions about him, being able to stay healthy with his ankles the last couple of years. But he's on fire. And you know what I was laughing about? You guys were talking about last week, Joe Schoen and Dayball saving their jobs. Man, I think those guys both should be fired. They both should have been fired last year. I think the
I
fact that they let Daniel Jones walk out of the building, they're both a couple of clowns. How could and you see what Shane Steichen's doing with this guy and building an offense, running the ball, and they got Pittman and who's their other wideout? Pierce. They've got some other. I'm thinking there's somebody else I'm not thinking about.
Josh Downs.
Josh Downs, Adonai Mitchell. They got Warren. I'm not even thinking about Tyler Warren. Probably offensive rookie of the year right there. So I think the Chiefs are very easily number three. The Colts are number three. Chiefs number two, just based on the way they're playing. Obviously, they beat the Lions a couple weeks ago. Lions were a little
Yo,
short-handed.
that was the one that I thought was gonna be crazy, dog. I have them at 2 as well. I thought y'all were gonna laugh me out of the building.
Man, they never left. They never left. I hate how much people question them, and they were in the Super Bowl. Like, they represented the AFC in the Super Bowl last year. No one's knocked them off yet. They had a wide receiver suspended the first 6 games. They had Kelsey running into other wide receivers to start the season. They just were getting the kinks worked out, and now you're starting to see Mahomes looks dialed in. He looks scary. Their defense is always good. I think the Chiefs are going to be right there in the end. And then I still have the Lions at number one. They didn't move. Obviously, they didn't play. Had a bye week, getting healthy. Hopefully, here we're getting Arnold back. I hear Marcus Davenport's coming back soon. DJ Reed will be back in a few weeks, hopefully. Branch will be back next week. I'm excited for him to be back in the fold. He's just a great player for our defense. And we just locked up Hutchinson. We just paid Hutch. And I really love what they're building. If you look at what they've done, I mean, they've drafted really well, and they're paying their fucking players. They're retaining their talent. They're paying their talent. So you see what they're building there. The whole league and other players around the league see what they're building there. And that's a place, young players are going to want to come out of college and go to Detroit. Whereas these young kids are coming out of college and saying, I'm going to stay another year because I don't want to get drafted by the Giants or these other teams. And I think it's just really impressive to see how successful Brad Holmes has been with the draft. And he's been very frugal and smart, while us stupid fans yap about what they should or shouldn't do. He knows what he's got on that roster. and he's just built an incredible team, and I'm just super excited as a fan. Um, Especially to see what they're going to do over the next 4 or 5 years, because they've got all our core players locked up. We need
Uh,
JMO, we need
I
Branch, and
love
I think
this team.
I think those guys come eligible in a few months too, and I'm sure Brad's going to sign those guys.
JMO signed. JMO
Yeah,
signed through
no,
2029.
you're right. We
Yeah.
have Branch, Laporta, Gibbs
Yep.
still.
yeah,
Yep.
I think yeah.
That's about
Um,
it. We just signed
Mhm.
Hutch. Like, we're good, dude. Oh my God.
I want to address 2 of your points before we keep going with the actual rankings. The Lions. It. I'm so like you said. I'm so happy with Holmes, dog. First of all, you're talking about like the stupid fans, like criticizing. I was one of the first people that was so mad that we let who was the running back we had before Montgomery? We let him
Swift.
leave. No, 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 no,
Swift.
no, no, no,
It
no,
was
no. He
Swift.
went. It was
Oh, not Javante. Oh
he
my
went to
God.
Seattle or to the Saints
New
afterwards.
Orleans. Yeah.
Oh, Jamal
Williams.
Williams.
Jamal
Jamal
Williams.
Williams.
I
Jamal. I
loved
couldn't think of
I
his
l-
first name.
I loved him for the culture of our team. I was so sad when he was gone. but Montgomery has definitely been the better option. So yeah,
Yeah.
fans, we get it wrong a lot too.
Yeah,
But
Williams left and did nothing in New Orleans.
yes, but with the and to the point with the I'm happy that we're extending the players out. You see so many the Bengals and the Cowboys keep doing the same stupid shit. Stop letting these guys play their contracts out and then you got to pay them this ginormous amount.
Yeah.
Extend them now. They're happy you're
Lock them up as soon
yes.
as they're eligible. Like
Yes.
just pay set the market then, and then you don't have to worry about somebody else setting it for you later.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like they still got him for a mil and a half less than what the Packers paid Micah.
Yep.
And Holmes is really smart about the way he does his contracts. I read something how it's really only costing them like 11 million in cap space, even though they're paying him 41 million a year or something, or 45 million a year. So
Well, the other thing
Hmm.
too is when you come to somebody and say, "Hey, we've seen how good you've done. We want to reward you now within this extension." You're building that bond between you and the franchise instead of,
mhm.
"Okay, I've played my whole thing out. Now you're going back up the Brinks truck." Like
Yeah.
there's no more working around it when you've had all this time to pay
Well,
me
and
and we
like you
haven't done
said,
it.
it inevitably builds this animosity between the team and the player and the agent and the organization and the family, and you just see this stuff get so messy sometimes. Like you
And we're
said,
not
specifically with the Cowboys. I mean, Jerry Jones has mishandled these situations so many times in the last few years. It seems like,
Zeke,
um,
Dak, Micah, all of them.
right?
And now
And
you're
The
missing
Micah
training
one
camp.
finally blew up in his face, and
Now
now
you're
they're
missing
I,
talking
training
about
camp.
trading for an edge rusher.
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
even guys like D'Angelo Williams and CJ2K and Dominican Sue, they were victims of contract year. They were victims of playing your ass off when it counts the most, getting a bag. Like that's exactly what they did, you know?
Yep.
So it's yeah, I mean, the Lions have totally changed that narrative by doing it in the middle of the season prior or the full season prior for Amon Ra, for Kirby, for like they don't wait. They know who they have and what they have in them, and they buy them at the market they have them in.
Um, the other thing with the Giants situation, which you were talking about, Sheen and Dayball, I want to say two pieces of it. I think that the first decision, I think that the for me personally, I'm still waiting to see what Dayball is because he did win a playoff game with Daniel Jones, New York Daniel Jones, not Indy Daniel Jones.
It's
Joe
the
Sheen.
same guy, Spencer. That's my
Well,
point.
He
hold on,
hasn't
hold on, hold on,
changed.
hold on. Let me explain. Let me explain. He I don't think was ever going to work out in New York. The media, for one, was killing him. The fans didn't like him. They were out on him. Their offensive line sucked, and he was seeing ghosts. He already broke his fucking neck playing for them before. You know what I mean? Like, I think that situation was doomed, and it was especially doomed when Shane decided to let go of Saquon.
Bro,
So that's
I think Daniel Jones went and played for a good coach in Kevin O'Connell for a year, and now he's playing for a good coach in Shane Steichen, and he's in a system that he can read progressions and make decisions quickly and fucking get the ball out.
they have the
Versus
best. They have the
Dayball has no offensive system whatsoever. Even with Jackson Dart, they have no good concepts that I can see. They don't have any rhythm to what they do. They don't run the ball enough. Like they don't have any momentum. Like, and you just see what obviously, yes, they just lost two devastating injuries to their top players, like on offense. Name your starting running back, starting wide receiver just got hurt. You can't hold the coach accountable for that, but you can hold the coach and GM accountable for letting Saquon Barkley walk out of the building, for letting Daniel Jones walk out of the building and ruining his talent and ruining his early career by not setting him up for success,
well,
like not building good talent. Like they didn't give Malik Neighbors to Daniel Jones. Who is Daniel Jones throwing the ball to the last 3 years, bro? Well,
of
This
you.
fucking
this is what I was
Wandale
saying.
and
Hold on,
Slayton,
This is
like
what I was saying
that's
about
on
Baker
shown
preseason. Is
but
he spent a little time under McVay, he spent a little time under a quarterback's coach,
in
and he was
O'Connell.
able like it like relit that fire. There's so much to be said for that.
here's the thing though that I want to say with that though. The offensive lines are night and day.
That's
Indy's,
fair. That's a good. I
bro.
mean,
Did
that's a
you?
fair
But
point.
I mean,
That's
But
humongous. That's a ginormous point. I would say. The other
and
thing
he's got
is,
a running. He's got Jonathan Taylor running for him, but he
if
had Saquon in New York too.
if you were going to get rid of them, get rid of them last year. I don't think that because now Joe Sheen, whatever, he can say, look, I went and got Jackson Dart and not Shedeur Sanders. And look how that's panned out. I got Scattaboo. And look how that's panned out. And then Dayball can say, look, we lost Malik Neighbors and we still were beating teams without our best receiver and a rookie quarterback. I
Yeah, I
would say
get
if
it.
you're
I
going to get
feel
rid of
like they're
them
just. I
last
feel like
season, not
just to
they've
touch on
been.
the O'Connell point specifically, like I mean, I'm not getting back on, but like Sam Darnold did not have a good O line last year, and he's never had a good O line. He just had a
Mhm.
quarterbacks coach and a head coach that believed in him and empowered him. It was not he had to scramble. He had a lot of shit to do outside of the pocket last year. So I mean, I get what you're saying in that yes, but there's so much to be said for like the coach just believing in you and seeing you as a player and fighting to your strengths.
I mean, I wouldn't say that they didn't believe in Daniel Jones. They paid him. The Giants were the
They
only
paid him
people
But
while
didn't they
while
cut
they
him?
getting rid of
the
Saquon while
the
they could
But
have
they
Giants
kept
cut
him for
him.
10 mil,
the
12
Giants were
mil.
the Giants were the only people in the world that wanted to pay him. Everyone else was like, "What are you doing?" And they chose to keep him over Saquon. I wouldn't say it was a lack of faith. It was
Yeah,
probably
but
just
then they cut him
mismanagement.
the year. They cut him in that first year of that contract.
He was awful. He was god
Yeah, but
awful.
And he didn't
again,
have Saquon.
how
He
much
didn't
of
have his
that
So
running
is
back
yeah.
that he's had for his whole career.
Like I said,
so
how much of that is coaching and them not
if
running a system around him?
if we're gonna say that the GM should be fired from them for letting go of Saquon and letting go of Daniel Jones, how are we feeling about Minnesota's GM for letting go of Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones?
He should be fired too. Bro, I saw something about him earlier this morning. He's drafted 29 players since he's been at Minnesota. And those players have only played 12% of their snaps.
Holy shit!
So the 29 players he's drafted, the people he's drafted have only played 29 or 12% of their snaps. So and
Wow.
then like in comparison, the Lions they had played like 34% of their snaps, and they were best in the division. The Packers, their players had like 30%. The Bears were like 26, but Minnesota was like 12. I was like, that sums it up.
Yo, absolutely.
So
Um,
the people you're drafting aren't playing. You let Sam Darnold walk away, but I think there's another side to that coin too of JJ McCarthy like really not like playing to his potential and not playing at all so far this year. He's only played the one or two games, so I'm looking forward to seeing how he performs down the stretch. I think he's going to play well for him. I really do. I like
he's
JJ.
he's about
I
to get the
mean,
worst welcome back to the league fucking moment this Sunday.
JJ's my
that's
boy. Yeah, he's going
that's
to have a
gonna
tough
be.
one Sunday, but
uh, let's just in the interest of time, let's keep this boy pushing. Kyle, what's your top five? Also, Matt, I have almost no teams in common with you. I have Chiefs at 2, and I have Indy, but not where you have them. I'm curious to see what Kyle's got.
So, honorable mention here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Broncos. I think they're 6-2. They haven't played the Chiefs yet, so that's why I'm keeping them out, and I'm keeping the Chiefs at 5.
Okay.
The only the only 3 loss team that I think deserves a spot in here. Yeah, Chiefs at 5. Then I got the Rams at 4. I think that's exactly what Matt had there. Obviously, a consistent team, always going to be good. Um, I got Lions 3 just because we've lost to one of the teams ahead of us, and the other one 7-1. So, and I think we can piece it together now. Uh, 2, I have the Packers, and number 1, I have the Colts. So, I mean,
Okay.
there's no I'm seriously thinking about this. Like I'm looking at the records and I'm looking at who beat who. I'm not necessarily thinking who would beat the other one. Like I think the Lions would beat the Colts tomorrow. Like as good as the Colts have been, I feel like the Lions would be the team to shut this streak down. But I'm not going to put the Lions one because we've lost 2 games to 2 of the top 5 teams. So I'm gonna put us right in the middle there at number 3.
I do not have the Seahawks, the Rams, or I think there was one other one that you guys had on my list at all. I
Packers.
don't have the Packers on either. I don't. Their offense is
Oh,
not. I
Bronx.
mean,
Yeah, Bronx.
the they're. I don't know. They're. I don't know what the Steelers are, and so I feel like that's giving me, um, you know what I mean. Like, okay, you beat the Steelers up. Tucker Kraft went crazy. Micah finally had some showings, but it was against the Steelers, and I'm like, I don't know.
So
I'm
the
not.
thing to me about that, sorry to cut you off, but the thing to me about
Yeah.
that is that showed me they can win in whatever scenario where their wide receivers aren't doing good. Josh Jacobs isn't having a good game, but our tight end is going to go for 200. Like
The
that
Steelers
is some
defense
Lions shit.
is
That's some Dan Campbell shit to just
the
be
highest
like,
paid defense in the league, and they look awful. I was watching a
Yeah.
game the other night, and I texted you, Spencer. I was like, "Is TJ Watt hurt? Like,
yeah, he didn't
they
play.
Yeah.
like he didn't do shit the whole game.
That was
It was
bad.
against the
Like,
Bengals.
it
Yeah.
was the Bengals, yeah. Like he wasn't doing nothing the whole night. Like, Rex Ryan was saying on Get Up the other day. He said they just got old. He said that's it,
Mm.
and I was like, that's a pretty good assessment. I agree with that. But yeah, I think
The
the Packers are still good. But Jordan Love looked really sharp.
Oh, I
The-
agree.
I, I
I
think
just
I think the
I had
Packers are
to.
right there with my honorable mention teams, like 6 or 7. I mean, obviously they beat the Lions too.
That's
They're a
what I'm
good
saying.
team. They're
The
going to be
pack.
tough to beat. The Patriots are right there for me too. Like I really keep talking about the Patriots, but I think people are sleeping on them. I think Mike Vrabel's one of the Coach of the Year candidates.
Mhm.
Drake May's a fucking beast.
I
Well,
bet
I
you
that's
mean,
the.
Spencer's gonna have them in there. Yeah.
I actually don't have them either. That was what I was gonna say though. Was
Ooh!
I told you guys that it was hard for me because there's so many teams that could all be in there. The
Well, let's get
Packers,
them
the
out there
Rams, the
so
Seahawks.
we can pick
Uh,
you apart.
I have the only person up here that still has them just because I've got that faith, Doug. Like on any week, I'm not counting this team out against anyone they're playing. At number 5, I have the Bills, and I will stand on that. I don't care. They can play the Rams, they can play the Packers, they can play anyone on our top 5s.
They won pretty
I'm
big
not
against who they beat, Carolina, like
Carolina.
40-3 or something.
Yeah, the belt to ass. Number 4, I have Denver. Uh, Denver's only low to me just because you could get anything from them. Like, in order to
Yeah, they
score
beat Phil.
33
They beat
points,
Philly.
in order to score 33 points in the fourth quarter, you also got to be losing fucking 33-0. Like, you know what I mean? They did dismantle the Cowboys, but the Cowboys defense is awful. So I don't know. I've got Denver at 4. They're fringe for me. My belief in them is shaky, but I like what I'm seeing from them. Number 3, I have the Lions. Kyle, like you said, I can't put them at 2 where I have the Chiefs because the Chiefs beat them. And Matt, like you said, and I've been saying for a few weeks on here, especially at the beginning of the season, like you said, the Chiefs have not left. They had a lot of stuff they had to overcome in the first few weeks, and they're right back in it. I was never not expecting that. Leaving at number 1 for me, Indy. I understand they haven't really played anybody, but they are beating the shit out of everyone they're playing, and that is a sign of a good team that's not here to fuck around with you. Is we're not going to let this be a close game. Line up against us, and we're going to punish you. Lions type shit, to be honest. And like I said, the offensive line going crazy. When you can make holes, have you seen that screenshot that's going around of fucking 10 fucking feet wide open where Jonathan Taylor is going up the middle and no
Mhm.
one's by him? That translates to other teams. And when you can make teams respect the run, they can't rush the passer. And so, and Daniel Jones got legs. I'm not saying that I have the faith in Indy that I do in these other teams, but I can't take anything away from them so far. What y'all think?
100% agree. I mean, 7-1. They've faced everything in front of them, and they almost
Killed
beat
it.
the Rams, who are always a tough win.
What do
You
they do
know,
with Anthony Richardson?
backup
Send
quarterback until his
him,
contract runs out, and
send him to the Cowboys.
hope. Oh yeah, hope he has a good preseason
I think
and
I think
send him away.
they should trade him, man. They should
Yeah,
send him to
Where?
somewhere else. That's
I
gonna
mean, Nobody
Give him a
wants
fresh
him right
start.
now. He's got to show some promise before he gets traded. Otherwise, he's a backup until his contract runs out, and then they.
His
I mean,
outlook is more grim than
if you
Justin
think about
Fields.
it, what was Daniel Jones? Was he a first or second round pick? Right. I mean,
He was like number 5 pick. Anthony Richardson.
I'm
Yeah, they
sorry,
picked.
Daniel Jones. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
Daniel Jones was like a top 10. He was like
there
7th
you
or
go.
8th.
Yeah. So he got let go from his team after 5 years, and they gave him the upgrade. What are the Colts really losing in the grand scheme of quarterback drafts if Anthony Richardson is either their like lifetime backup or they let him go in a couple years, especially
It's
if
just a
this
busted
whole
pick. That's all. I mean, but that's a huge opportunity cost for a team to have a top 5 pick and to miss out on it.
They
That's
literally,
that's massive.
absolute that's the
but
NFL though.
not necessarily. They literally got the
I
same
think it
level of
is.
they got the same level of luck as the Niners. They whiffed on Trey Lance, and then they got Mac Jones out of nowhere. They got
Mhm.
Daniel Jones for dirt fucking cheap because he was Daniel Jones. They literally got
Yeah,
Niners
but
luck.
like I think that's not like a necessarily a linear equation though. Like that has nothing to do with the fact that they fucked up on that first round pick.
They were able
You
to
could have
correct.
gotten Daniel Jones for dirt cheap, 2 years later. Like it has again, it's not related. Like
No. Just in the fact
for
that
a
you
team to
fixed it.
miss on a top 5 pick is a
Mhm.
huge missed opportunity
No, if
because
you think about it,
that could have been
they could have
look.
traded for Daniel Jones and 2 first rounders at that
What
time, and that would
I,
have sounded everyone would have been like, "What the fuck are the Colts doing?"
I understand what you're saying. What all I'm saying is that when you are the Niners or the Colts and you are able to supplement a bad pick with a cheap replacement, it fixes shit. It almost is a wash. I understand that you could have gotten more, but what I'm saying is that we swung here and we missed, but the replacement was so cheap, we're right here in the middle.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the NFL as a whole too. Like even, the Packers getting rid of Rodgers when they did was a risk, right? It's worked out. They are lucky that it's worked out. It's the gamble you play in every situation in football.
Yeah.
Deshaun Elliott was a safety for the Lions for 2 years, and then Dan Campbell got here, got rid of him after his first season. He's still a very successful safety and kicks ass in like tackling and all that.
I'll just say it
Um,
like this. You know who got drafted 8th in the 2024 or 2023 draft behind Anthony Richardson? Bijan
oh,
Robinson.
oh,
You know who got drafted 9th? Jalen Carter.
mm-hmm. Who got drafted 12th?
You know who got drafted 12th? Jameer Gibbs. God damn
Yeah.
it.
They got
Hell.
Jonathan Taylor. You listen, running backs, they don't need running back.
Christian Gonzalez, 17th. Jack Campbell, 18th. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 20th. Your boy Q Johnson, 21st. And they took, they could, my point is, they could have somebody that's contributing with that pick, and they have Anthony Richardson.
I feel you.
So,
Absolutely. Real quick, while we're talking about
Very true.
these teams too, before we get out of football, let me show y'all something real quick. Uh, Shit of why it's beautiful to be a Packers fan as well. All love to the Lions, but let me rub some shit in real quick.
Oh god.
First, have you seen these videos circulating of Favre, Rodgers, and Jordan Love and their releases and everything look exactly the same? That shit has got to suck for you motherfuckers. And I wish Ant was here too because I was gonna rub it in on the Bears as well. NFC North quarterbacks since 1992: Favre, Rodgers, Love. It just doesn't matter the actual names on this list. Do you see how long these names are on the other 3 teams in the NFC North?
I wonder how
And
many of the other ones I could name. Favre, Rogers, Love. Who do we have? Eric Kramer. We had um,
Scott
Rodney
Mitchell.
Pete, Scott Mitchell. We might even be getting too far back, but no, probably not.
and and
Andre
the
Ware,
John Kitna.
Dan Orlovsky,
Yep.
Joey Harrington,
Uh
John Kitna.
Dante Culpepper.
We did have Culpepper there for a few years.
Yep.
the other thing I
Um
wanted to say real quick too about
Anyway,
this,
yeah,
to George,
we've had a lot. And
fun
to
game.
we have nothing on those other teams even. I
Yeah, we're
feel
not
like
as bad as the Browns.
yeah. Yeah,
uh
for real.
On Sunday, Jordan Love became the first quarterback in Packers franchise history to hit the following marks in a single game: at least 350 passing yards, 3+ touchdowns, no interceptions, 0 sacks taken, 75 plus completion percentage, more than 9.5 yards per attempt. And the other two people in competition for that are Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. Have not done that.
Don't forget
I
about
mean,
Bart
I'm happy
Starr.
for
I know
Jordan
he's
Love. He
probably not in
definitely
contention, but
he validated like you guys were saying, letting Aaron Rodgers go at the right time. I think
yeah,
Yeah.
it
absolutely.
definitely is. He's one of the top quarterbacks
Back
in
to
the
back
league,
MVPs and then
but he's still Kirby Joseph's still his daddy. We'll see.
hell yeah.
We'll see how it goes, bro.
Oh, I
um.
can't wait for that Pittsburgh matchup. Oh,
All right, Matt. Tell us about this Sopranos esque NBA shit going on.
Oh man, this one hit home for me too because like I grew up watching Chauncey Billups. I'm a huge fan of Chauncey, Mr. Big
me
Shot.
too. Hmm.
It's very sad to see
Bup, bup,
that.
bup, bups.
I know that this fall from grace though, because he was always a very competitive, smart player, and then just kind of hear that he's involved in this. And if it's true, allegedly, like I don't know, this stuff hasn't been proved in court yet, but it's quite the story. But from what it sounds like, Chauncey Billups was involved and is the coach that was allegedly kind of the tie and the link to the mob run poker games. They were actually run by the Italian mafia, like the legit four of the Italian mafia families were involved in setting up these poker games. And Chauncey was the face and was the person to try to get people to participate in these games. And the games were rigged. And it sounds like if you weren't on the inside of them, there's no way that you would possibly win. They had X-ray tables that could read cards that were face down on the table. They could also have machines that could read the cards as they were coming out of the sorting machines, and they definitely had a leg up in the games. And it sounds like there were hundreds of thousands of dollars that were kind of exploited from people that it are they victims? No, I mean they were willing participants in a poker game and they lost. I feel I'm a little more disturbed about the corruption that I see from the Trump administration than I care way more about the corruption in sports. But this is still a big story nonetheless. And I sent you an article, Spencer, that was a really great article this week. I don't know if you read it or not.
I haven't had a chance to yet. No.
I really would like you to because it really opened my eyes to like a way that we've all been conditioned to enjoy this type of gambling on FanDuel and DraftKings and even on Robinhood buying stocks and all of these things have all just kind of been conditioned into us and programmed into us by playing fucking video games. And it basically was, telling me that like the what do they call them, loot boxes or loot bags or in-game purchases, those type of transactions that kids are doing all the time are a form of gambling. You get a good pack, you're excited, you get a high, you get a little dopamine rush. You get a bad pack, you feel the sting, you say okay, that sucked, and you just inevitably feel that disappointment. But I think that's kind of feeding into this whole gambling craziness. And I think, I read somewhere that Take Two makes like 80% of its revenue from those microtransactions. And Take Two is the company that makes 2K and some
Mm.
other games. And they make 80% of their revenue from people buying fucking coins to buy a different pair of shoes for your virtual character in this game, which is just so mind-boggling to me that it's nuts that we trade real dollars in the real world for virtual stuff and fake ones. But it also talked about the fact that like 21% of bettors, people placing bets, said that they verbally abused an athlete or in person or online. Like this stuff's going way too far. Like if you lost a bet, you should not be harassing the athlete that you bet on. I mean, that's just
Hmm.
it's so dumb to me. Stay out of it. Like just take your L's and move on.
Hold on, let me
And
delete my DMs to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
you would. But it also said 50% of men aged 18 to 49 have a betting account. That's one out of two. And I see it all the time. I mean, Robinhood even is letting you pick the winners of the presidential election, and you can literally gamble on anything in today's society. And I think one of the
Yep.
points of the article was sports used to be just something bigger than us, something we could all come together around, like as a society, and just know that it was pure, know that it was something like real and true, and something to be enjoyed, like a moment to watch a game and hang out and just enjoy that time, right? Now it's just morphed into a platform to gamble. Like it's just become something to just bet your money on, put your parlay on, put your fantasy guys in, and now you could have your team win the game and you're pissed off at the end of it because you lost the bet. Like it just becomes, it's just muddled up sports so much. And I worry more about collusion between the leagues than and with some of these big sports books than I do necessarily even some of these players that also seem to be like taking a dive or whatever. But I think the other part of the story as well, in addition to Chauncey being involved in the kind of poker games, was Chauncey also allegedly gave information to gamblers about the fact that his team was tanking the rest of the season in order for them to make bets to make more money. And the other parts of it were, I believe, Terry Rozier, who was an active player for the Hornets, gave other bettors information that he was going to exit the game. He took himself out of this game with an injury, and people bet the under on his individual performance and obviously cashed in. Um, so there's some ways to kind of stop it. I think getting rid of these prop bets is going to be the first step. Like and things like betting on a player's individual performance is only going to open itself up to more of this corruption and more of this kind of behavior is going to continue. And I think that this stuff is happening way more than we know, and it's only, this is just kind of the tip of the iceberg of people being caught. But I think there's a lot more that's going to come. I think Jonte Porter was the guy that was, well, I think last year for the Raptors did the exact same thing. So that's a definitely a disturbing trend. I think Adam Silver's probably not sleeping very well the last couple weeks, and as he shouldn't be. I mean, this is a crisis, and I think it's harder to shave. I think it's harder to impact the overall outcome of a game, whether you're going to win or lose as a team, right? And I think some of these athletes care more about it than that, but you never know what their financial situation is. When these athletes get over leveraged, they're buying too many Ferraris and living beyond their means, even as somebody that's making millions of dollars a year. They're going to wind up in some very tough positions, and that's going to be a quick out for them to be able to say, all right, let me make a quick bet. Let me have my homie make a quick bet for me. There's no way they'll find out. And but they don't know that the algorithms are pretty good. They're going to catch these unusual bets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
honestly, them retracting back to just like making team bets, and it would still not completely fix the corruption, but to be betting on a player's receptions or 3 pointers made, like it's so easy for a player to be like, let me give like 7 of my friends 10K today, by
yeah,
telling them to bet 500 on the under on Steph Curry 3 pointers. I'm not accusing Steph of anything, but yeah, it's just getting to a point of like, what do we even know is true anymore? Um, yeah, I really think that retracting on the sports betting and pulling it back would be a good thing. It's not going to happen. They're making too much money. Um, and, Prize Picks is solely a website based on how you uh, only
Over
bet
under
on
on
the players.
prop
You
bets.
don't bet
Yeah.
on the games. Yeah. You don't like it. It's all player based.
hmm
Yeah, and I've even seen some things, some funny comments about this topic, about this betting scandal, where people are like, "Yeah, so this is wrong. What Chauncey Billups has done. Terry Rozier should be like castrated for what he did." This is brought to you by DraftKings. Uh,
Wow.
and
I
it's
think
just like they're they're
as
they're
far as
totally
this too,
just
like who's the victim
perpetuating it.
though? Is FanDuel and DraftKings the victim? Like if a
No,
player, right? But like so at the end of the day, it's kind of like a victimless crime. Like I think that these sports books are making so much fucking
I
money.
think FanDuel is the perpetrator to all of this.
Yeah, they're
They are
enabling it all. They create
yeah,
all of this. Absolutely.
exactly.
So I think it's inevitable that people are going to try to game their system and people are going to get away with it. And
Absolutely.
like I said, I'm more worried about. I brought this up like a couple weeks ago to you, Spencer. How somebody placed a $5,000 bet, and the odds were 90-1 for Jared Goff to score the first touchdown in the Chiefs game, and miraculously, without a flag being thrown, without anything going on, a minute and so many seconds later, they reversed this call after calling it a touchdown. Like, how many phone calls had to happen for them to fucking radio those refs? Hey, we got to reverse it. Like,
Right.
it's not that
Um,
unbelievable.
let me say this. First of all, Shuba, you a clown. He said, "But my bets are up."
My
um,
best.
but
Ah.
let me give you guys the flip side of this, as it pertains to you guys talking about the gambling aspect of it. And I feel like I'm gonna sound crazy saying this, but devil's advocate right here. In America, for the most part, outside of like super hard drugs, you as an adult have free will and the option to go with whatever vice you've got. If we talked about this, 20 years ago, Matt, you work in an industry that people wanted outlawed as well. You know what I mean? And people fought to be able to make, marijuana legal. And now that's created new jobs and opportunities for people. If you want, we've gone through the country of having prohibition, and all that did was turn people to bootlegging. And you've gone through not having sports betting as legal or as accessible as it has been, and all that did was have the mafia running these tables that we're talking about. In America, in the society that we have, adults have the right to choose what vice they want to do stuff with. Now, does it make the companies that are doing it quote unquote moral? That's an individual question, but it doesn't. I'm just saying, like, I don't see why. I understand that this is probably not good for society, but so are so many other things, and subjectively to other people that are allowed to be done. This that I feel like I didn't say that very eloquently, but I feel like you guys get my
No, you
point.
I
didn't.
mean, you make good points. I agree with you to some degree that like it's a free country, right? But I'm not saying that sports gambling should be illegal. I'm saying that it should be like, we should get rid of prop bets, and FanDuel and DraftKings can just do that tomorrow. That's an internal policy. I mean, they can just say we can stop doing that. I'm not even saying the government needs to regulate that.
They're
That can
not
be
They're not
their
going
own
to.
policy, right? And I'm also thinking like, what else did you say? You said something about how like, um, what were your other points?
Every time we crack down on something, it just goes under the table. This way, everyone's getting their little chip of it. In Illinois, where I'm at, you got to pay 50 cents per bet as a tax now.
Right.
Illinois got their hand in the pocket now for those bets.
Yes.
With
So
with
you mentioned how it would drive people back. So maybe that's a good deterrent for people to gamble because you don't want to have to call a fucking bookie, and if you lose and you don't pay, they're gonna break your fucking kneecaps. Like that's probably something that kept people from gambling, and probably smartly because like it becomes such an addiction. And I also think the way that it's hacked into like the way that they've built these softwares and these apps to just make it fucking fun for you to just gamble your money away. Like it's like they've made it like playing a video game. They've
but
fucking hacked our brains and our dopamine, system to just give us pleasure out of gambling, which is dangerous, and it's just too close to becoming a complete addiction. Like you mentioned a vice, but vices needs to be managed and need to make sure that they don't become addictions and become debilitating.
but
And
you're
when
you're
people are
you're putting the onus on the company when that doesn't happen with any other vice out here. The whole reason that they went after big tobacco was because they were deceiving people about the effects of it. Everything else, you understand the risks of doing what you do. No one here is, we're all over 21. Everyone here knows what too much alcohol does. And is it the bartender's fault for serving you a drink knowing that you could become addicted to alcohol? If you go to the store now in 2025, you know what cigarette's going to do to you. You smoke weed, we have an idea of what that's going to do to you. Pornography, all these other things that are legal, you can get addicted to any of these things. It is on you as an adult in this country to manage your situation. All these gambling apps have the features built in. You can, I can only allow myself to put in $20 this week if I feel like I need to do that. They got the number right there at the top. If you were a loved one, call the hotline. I understand that it's probably not great for society, but it's no different than any of these other vices that are left for adults in America to make their decisions off of. You can become addicted to any of these other things, and if you have an addictive personality, you need to know that shit about yourself and check in.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's going to be the downfall of society. I just don't think it's healthy for people either. And the other side of it is how it's compromising the integrity of all these sports. I think
That's
that's
true.
what I'm talking about of why they should get rid of prop bets. So, and I'm just saying, I
Uh,
don't, as somebody, I don't fuck with it, bro. I don't mess around with it. So it's really I have no attachment to it.
Chuba said sports betting apps should be careful about having a casino/arcade betting with it. That's like saying meth is bad while giving you a coupon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Amen. Amen.
yeah.
I've been so
Um,
tempted. Every free bet I get, I've been so tempted to go to the blackjack table. I haven't done it. I
Well,
stick
and
to
there's a
sports, but
reason.
it's so hard.
Yeah.
yeah, there was a
There's
reason
a
to give you the free
reason.
bets.
Yes.
It's like
Because
Exactly.
that first hit. It's that first bag of crack is free.
they know they're gonna
Mhm.
get your money in the long run.
Yep,
That's why everybody listening, if you win $30, pull 10 out immediately, minimum.
bro.
Like
Pay yourself first.
When I
exactly.
sports bet, or even at the casino too, if I make a hit, I take my investment out. Whatever I won, that's what I'm playing with. You know what
I
I
think
mean?
more and more of the stock market is just like gambling nowadays too.
It absolutely is.
especially if you're trying to day trade, it's you're making a bet. You're
But you
betting on a
can,
stock.
but you can be a day trader. No one's gonna call you a degenerate. You be a sports
Oh,
better,
I
and now all of a
would.
sudden it's
If you're losing money, if you're losing
if
your
you're losing.
ass, I'm gonna clown you.
Oh yeah,
But I
absolutely.
see people all the time, bro. They'll post shit on like Wall Street bets. And they'll just post that they lost like 60 grand. And it's just like, I'm about to
Fuck.
delete the app. People will get into the negative or Robinhood and shit. And Robinhood will put on there like, you owe us 39,000. And they're like, people will be like, if I delete the app, does this go away?
You gotta delete yourself, big dog. You gotta be
Yeah,
a whole
So
new person. You gotta talk to the mob about them fake
go fake your
IDs.
death. Yeah, exactly.
It's
Anyway,
crazy. I'm with you with the integrity of the league situation though. I mean, I don't know how they stopped that. I understand you talking about the sports, the prop bets. That shit's not gonna happen though. Like they make way too much money on that.
and
Because
I
I'm
think
like me as a sports better, like as a small time sports better, I'm like around like I might throw $5 on a parlay type shit, and I'm very in tune with myself and my finances. I'm not gonna lose the fucking house, but says everyone who's ever lost the house. I understand that,
famous last words, bro.
but
No,
oh shit, what was whatever the fuck I was about to say is gone.
you're not getting rid of prop bets.
Oh yeah, because me as someone who will bet a little bit on that, I'm not gonna sit here and bet on which team is gonna win and get fucked because the Miami Dolphins decided to play football for the first time in 5 weeks. What I am gonna put money on is the fact that Patrick Mahomes is gonna throw for 200 yards and a touchdown.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It's
Yep.
I You get rid of prop bets, the whole shit collapses on itself.
We'll see.
But I mean something. If they keep having these scandals, though, it's gonna fucking ruin the leagues. The
Oh,
leagues
they
need
will.
to be the. And I heard Adam Silver talking about maybe like getting rid of prop bets too. But it's
This is
like
just the tip of the iceberg. Like
you
bro,
keep
I would honestly
we're gonna
love
see
for
something
them.
else in other sports too.
I would
I
love
promise
to
you.
see them go back to set over unders, set spreads, no fixated alternate spread, like nothing like that. Just set spreads, set over unders, and you bet on that every week, and that's it. That would
the
actually I'd be so happy.
A set over under for a prop bet is going to be the easiest way to manipulate that.
I will say that the
Not
gambling
not as
is.
easy as a player being like, I'm just gonna not play as well this week and get 50 and tell everyone to bet my under on the rushing yards.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Matt?
I mean, I think gambling's definitely increased the interest of the sports leagues. Though I think
It's good for him.
it's yeah. I mean, it's generated a lot of revenue, like you said. It's generated a lot of jobs. You made some good points there too. It's not.
You
I don't
think
think
that
it's like.
people are buying Amazon Prime to watch the Jaguars and the Panthers play on Thursday Night Football without any fantasy players or money on this game? I'll cancel that
I
shit
think people
tomorrow.
have Amazon Prime. Don't I think people have Amazon Prime anyway? Don't they?
I'm just using an example because
So
Thursday
then,
night
Yeah.
games
then
are
so then,
bad.
what do you
They buy
do to
Prime for the
keep this
2-day
from
shipping. You
becoming
get
the
Prime
WWE?
Video just
Then
as an add-on.
what?
I think that
What?
it's in a. I
What do
think
we
that it's.
do?
I don't think that there's an easy solution for it at all. But it's
Oh,
not.
there's not.
There are victims to the shit though. Is first of all, and all the people that put the money on it, if the player fucks you, are the victims of it. Second of all, Michael Beasley just got fucking caught up in that shit over the offseason, lost his spot with the Pistons, and
You mean
was
Malik
acquitted.
Beasley?
Malik,
Yeah,
yeah.
Sorry, yes, Malik Beasley, and was acquitted. That motherfucker
yeah.
lost his roster spot with the Pistons and did not do
Well,
anything
he's
wrong.
still he's not even nobody signed him yet. I don't even think he's playing this year, is he?
I don't think so.
I couldn't tell you.
I don't think
And
so.
that's how fast it can happen of the allegations of shit that you didn't
Mhm.
even do. So I mean, hey, there are victims of
I
it.
just know
I'm
when
not.
there's smoke, there's fire too. What was he gambling on? Like, what did he do? Like, I don't know. I don't know
I
what the
mean,
They
story
they
was,
they
but
he
they
didn't
thought
get
he was. They thought
accused,
he was
but
throwing. They thought he was throwing unders too, missing shit on
hmm
purpose.
especially yeah, I mean, or he was hitting the spreads like those games with the or was it the Timberwolves? Who was he playing with before us? But
I can't
those games
remember.
with them, he was like putting them like there was the over under of 6.5, and he put him to 6 points with
hmm
like
Yeah,
a second and a half left. He went and scored a bucket, and it's like, what are you doing? You know,
Right?
right.
nobody does
Um,
that in the NBA.
No.
let's keep shit pushing though. It's time for all due disrespect.
Boom, boom,
Kyle,
boom.
take it away.
All right, I got a couple for you guys actually. Um, yeah, I'm gonna start us off with Javonte Williams. Going into his matchup against the Broncos this last week, he made
Wait a second.
numerous plausible offenses.
Can I say something real quick?
What's up?
All due disrespect to you, you did this on Sunday.
Oh, was this my Sunday one? All right, then I got two. I got another one.
I was gonna say, wait a second. I feel like I've heard this before.
Now, was that for real? It? I thought I hit the jet. All right, whatever. All right, moving on. Uh, then I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go first off to my all due respect.
Okay.
Um, I'm going to Carly Ursay Gordon, the new owner of the Colts.
Yes.
Everybody hated on her for sitting on the sidelines, being as involved as she is, and the Colts are fucking 7-1, baby. And she has shown, I mean, through interviews, through the way she's watching the games, she has shown you and told you all she cares about is absorbing like the nitty gritty of football, learning the X's and O's, and learning who should be out there on her team. And honestly, like this is if Jerry Jones was like a wholesome guy, this would be his franchise. So all due respect to Carly Gordon Ursay. I'm gonna let you guys go before I give my all due disrespect because I need a second to write it down now that I found out that I
I
already delivered my other one.
I want to say something about her real fast too. That shit is a very, very slippery slope. It's one thing entirely to be like, all right, I'm taking over owning a franchise of some shit I know nothing about. I'm gonna learn every single thing I can to think about so I can make the best decisions possible. Absolutely is great. Everyone should want to own her like that. It's a very fine line between being that and becoming Jerry Jones. Because after 20, 30 years of absorbing all that information, you start thinking that you know the same shit as the GM and everyone else. And granted, you have to hire and fire these people based off your confidence in them to fulfill this. But you can very easily turn into Jerry Jones thinking that you know more than Jimmy Johnson. And I know all this shit now too. So I can be the GM. Jerry Jones, I'm sure, started like Carly. And I'm not saying that Carly's going to become Jerry, but that is one alternate pathway that can lead to. At the
I mean,
same
she had to
time,
have like grown up around the team too, though, right?
I
Like
would
it's
think
not like
so.
she just. You don't think so?
No,
It
no, I
was
said
her
I would
dad.
think so. I said I
Yeah,
would think so.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
like she had to
No,
have been known around the building already.
she had to have some knowledge, but now she's like, all right, I'm gonna learn the scheme. I'm gonna learn the verbiage. Like she's standing right behind freaking
Reminds
Steichen
me
like
of
every week.
Cameron Diaz in Any Given Sunday when she takes over the team and she's just
Yeah,
like raging on everybody. Anyway,
Um,
a little bit. Yeah,
I'm just saying it's a slippery slope either way. You know what I mean? It's not bad, and I'm happy now. And it seems like she in there cool. I'm just saying, 30 years from now, does she become like that? On the other side, you've got motherfuckers like Martha Ford. Motherfuckers are begging to sell the team. The owner of the Bears, they want to sell the team. You know what I mean? Because you're not an involved owner. So you as a owner are dancing a very fine line between hands off and hands on, and how much of each is okay.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, shout out, shout out to Sheila Ford Hamp for being the opposite of being like, all right, I know nothing. I'm not gonna learn this. I'm gonna hire Chris Spielman and a couple of ex players, and they're gonna hire our new regime, and it worked out. So like, there's multiple ways to get this done. You know,
Yeah, Matt, do you
um,
not agree? You seem like you.
no, I don't disagree with you at all. I think it is a slippery slope, but if she can walk that tightrope, then she can pull it off. But if things go south, it becomes magnified and much, much worse when the owner has inserted themselves into the middle of the operations.
that's
I think
true.
that's going to make things way more complicated. And I think I'm grateful that the Lions ownership, the Sheila Ford, doesn't involve herself. Like I don't think I've ever seen her on the sidelines wearing a fucking headset. She's up in the booth watching the game, and she's worried about probably running Ford Motor Company or something, or maybe playing like lacrosse or something on the weekends. I don't know what they rich people like that do, but
Can I keep it a buck real quick too? Because you talked about her being involved. If it goes poorly, it's going to be magnified.
Go
We
ahead.
need to keep it all the way real here too. There's going to be a certain level of scrutiny of seeing a woman this involved with this kind of shit,
Oh,
and
it's been
fairly,
happening. Yeah.
fairly or unfairly, that's going to be added pressure and added expectations and added criticism the moment something goes wrong, because they're 7-1 right now. When everyone's happy she's on the sideline, let these motherfuckers lose 4 in a row. Let these
But
motherfuckers have 2 losing seasons in a row.
they're gonna
they
Then
start
were
all of
blaming
us,
they
her.
were 3-0, and people were talking shit about the fact that she was out there.
yeah, yeah,
So
and it's
And I
I'm just
think
saying,
it's calmed a
people were
little because they're
already
winning, but
talking shit on it. I get what you're saying.
absolutely.
Like, yes, that builds up more reason to keep the shit talking going. But like,
I
I
think it's a
mean,
bit sexist to say that like uh, you know she can't do it. You can't say women can't learn about football. Like she can.
No,
I'm
no, no,
sure she
no.
can comprehend everything and
That's not what I'm
like.
saying. I'm saying
But
that
you're saying
people.
like
I'm saying that there are people out there that feel that way. I'm not one of them. I'm
no.
saying there's
I say
people.
well, I'm saying those people are a bit sexist. So to
Yes,
say that to think
absolutely.
that way, like that's
You don't
not
remember?
very
You don't
like
remember 4 years ago, Cam Newton? Oh, I think it's funny that a woman's out here asking me about routes. That's a
yeah.
fucking franchise
That was a
quarterback.
terrible thing to say.
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. But what I'm saying is that it's for her to command the respect. She has a. We have to acknowledge that she is taking on an uphill climb. That's what I'm saying. And I'm
Hmm.
saying that we all three of
Just
us, I
against
think, are
that
aware.
perception of the patriarchy.
Yes. Yes. I think that all three of us are aware that there are sexist people out there, including maybe even some people in your organization and players.
Well,
And you got,
football's a man's game too. Like it's not like there's a women's football league. Like
right.
I guess there are a flag football league too. I take that back, but NFL, it's like a hyper masculine environment. Like for
Mhm.
And so
sure.
you're out here giving orders as the owner down to your GM, to your assistant coaches and head coach. You think there's not people in the organization who are like, what is this bitch telling me how to play fucking football? You know what I mean? And I'm being for real though. Like, you know what I mean? Like I just want to
No, I
to,
do.
to take the time to address the fact that I commend her for taking that on. That's all I'm saying.
Hmm.
Matt, you're all due disrespect.
Oh man, this week, I don't know if you guys saw the video of this fucking clown. His name is Kenneth Leland Morgan. This asshole wore a Nazi uniform to a bar, and the bar strip down in Athens, Georgia, at the University of Georgia. Thinking it's a Halloween costume, thinking he'd be fucking funny. And obviously people were pissed at him and like pushing him out of the bar. And he grabbed or someone was trying to like rip off his Nazi armband, and he grabbed a pitcher and he hit a woman in the face with a pitcher, and he got arrested for assault. And I think just a PSA for people, like, if you're thinking of dressing as a Nazi for Halloween, you're an asshole. Don't do it. We didn't fight World War II to be glorifying Nazis 80 years later, and I'm really really tired of it. And I just want to rant about that for a minute because it's absolute bullshit. Like, you know, everybody wants to, be a certain way until that shit is turned on you. And, you keep thinking you can ride the tiger until it eats you. And, just people like that make me sick. I just can't stand anybody that's trying to glorify people that were putting people in gas chambers, people that were doing experiments on other humans and trying to eradicate other races of people just because of who they worshipped or how they looked. Like, we're a democracy. America is the greatest country in the world. It always will be, and we need to wake the fuck up because we're not Nazis. That's un-American, and that's. I'll just leave it there.
The only thing I want to say to that is you said there's people trying to rip off his armband and stuff. Uh, I just want to say this: if you go out and do something like that, the person trying to rip off his armband and stuff, they are assaulting him. That's wrong. I am not going to feel bad for you though.
Bro, I would
I'm
have
not.
fought him. If I
I'm
see
not going.
somebody wearing a Nazi fucking costume this
Yeah.
Halloween, I'm fighting you. I'm sucker punching you. I'm just gonna tell you that right now.
I'm look, and what I'm saying is that you'll have my
I'm
support,
kidding.
but you
I
should go
should
to
probably
jail.
return my
Like,
costume.
I was like, let me take my
Fuck.
costume back.
I think
I
that
was
I
coming
think
to his neighborhood too. Fuck.
I think that assaulting someone is wrong, but I also am not gonna feel bad for you. That's all I want to say with that. When
Well,
you standing there with your face all fucked up because you got jumped because
I
you dressed
also
as a
just think
Nazi,
what message are you trying to send? Like, what are you trying to
edge
prove?
lord,
Like,
edge
who are you
lord.
trying to impress? I just don't get that either. Like, I don't think it's funny. That's the other side of it to me is just like, what's your motivation? Like, do you think it's cool to be a Nazi? Like, do you know what the Nazis did? Do you know anything about Nazis? Do you know anything about history? And the guy was 33 years old. Like, he's not a college student. Like,
Edge lord. That's all it is.
I don't
Rage
know what's that.
baiter.
Who, Edge Lord? What's that?
Yeah, just trying to be like
He gets to the brink of coming.
no,
Oh,
no, 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 no. Not that kind of edging. I'm talking about like you're just trying to be edgy. You're trying to push the limits. So you know what I mean. You're trying to do shit for a reaction. You know what I mean.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. No, that's it. That's all they're
it's
doing.
my whole life.
Like I think that this terrible joke is gonna be funny to make everyone pissed off. Like I get a kick out of that.
Well,
You
either
know what I
way, he
mean?
went to jail, so he,
Bye.
definitely didn't work out the way he planned it
Yeah.
to either. I don't think.
GG's no re.
Yeah.
All right.
I got a second one. I'm ready
You
now.
ready? You
Yep,
ready?
I got
Let's
one
go.
that isn't a repeat. Yep.
Okay.
All right. So I know Spencer at least does not follow golf, but um, there was one of the biggest YouTube golf videos that was just posted the other day, and in it, it included somebody who played some pro golf on different tours, like European tours, New Zealand tours, things like that. He wasn't really on the PGA. He wasn't really a top dog, like equivalent to like baseball. He was basically like a minor league guy. And now he's become like a YouTube golfer, right? His name is Luke Kwan. And in this tournament, like it was like a full like snake draft, and everybody had it was like a full-blown snake draft. And so like everybody had a set amount of picks, and Luke was like a second round pick. Basically, he's like Jaden Daniels as your quarterback, or like Lamar Jackson. Like he is a guy you have as a lock-in win. And when it came time for him to perform in his first match, he was fucking asleep at a 9:30 tee time. He was asleep, and he got a penalty of like a four hole loss, and he ended up losing the whole thing. And the team is now like down bad in the tournament. The tournament isn't over yet as we post this, but Luke Kwan single-handedly ruined one of the biggest tournaments in YouTube golf history. And he didn't even apologize when he like showed up. He was like, "Oh, I wish I would have woke up." It's like, bitch, have some accountability. Like put your fucking hand up and like accept that you fucked up. Like every time I've slept through a Sunday night 11:30 episode with Spencer, I am coming to him like tail between my legs. Like I am so sorry, and I just can't imagine being like, I wish I would have stayed up. Like that is just such a fucked up thing to say. And I'm so mad, mostly because like everybody else on his team, I want to win this, and this guy just is single-handedly ruining it for the rest of his team. So, I mean, I know this. You guys have no stake in this game, but fuck you, Luke Kwan. Can I get a
Yeah.
fuck you, Luke Kwan
Fuck
from
that
both of
guy,
you?
bro.
Fuck that guy, dog. That's yeah. With not knowing the people, the point is still valid. That's crazy. It's big fuck
And
you
they're
to him.
playing for $1 million. I hadn't
My
even mentioned that. They're
my
playing for
big
$1 million.
my big question though is he had no teammates, he had no team. No one was like, hey, where the fuck is this guy? We're about to start.
So that was my big thing too. His his roommate for the week that
Yeah.
was on his team like realized like 10 minutes before he was supposed to tee off that he wasn't there. And I'm like, bro, y'all should be leaving the cabin together to go warm up. Like, and it's also on the captain too for being like,
It's a whole team
he
collapse.
it is a team effort. Like that's something I said to Miranda when we were watching it, is like, as team captain, I would have been making sure that like if your tea time was 9:30, I would have been there at your house at 7:30, making sure you're up and getting ready for the warm. Like I would have been wherever your cabin was. Like I would have been writing them down. But I mean, I get it. Like the one captain was one of the guys who's like heading up the video. He's got a lot of money in this that he's putting. Like he's got so many other variables that we probably can't even imagine as a small channel. But like at the same time, like you're still the captain of that team. You got to get your team out of fucking bed. you
If I
know?
was the person that fucking hosted that shit and he did that to me, I'd have hit that nigga in the knee with a tire iron.
Oh, dude.
Like, what
Episode 2 comes out tomorrow, and I swear, like the very end of the first episode, his whole team had him like in a corner, like, what the fuck happened? Like
Hey,
it was
wait,
getting
hold on. If this is all for content, have we considered the fact that this is staged for
It's
content?
not. It's not. I mean, the embarrassment that the guy felt, but like wouldn't admit. Like you could see him getting red in the face while trying to make excuses. Like he made an excuse, like,
Mm,
I was in Norway 3 days ago, and they're like, I don't give a like, you're here for one of the biggest YouTube events of all time for golf. Like, show
yeah,
up. Yeah, it
Wake
was it
up.
was
Yeah.
totally not staged. Yeah, wake up.
that's wild. Okay. I have two quick ones. The first one, all due disrespect to I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm not very familiar with who Nick. Do you know this guy's name, Matt? Nick Manigold? Is that
Mangold, yeah.
Mangold? Okay, I know he was an offensive lineman.
Offensive center, yeah.
Yes, I know that he
For the
just
Jets.
passed.
Yep.
I'm praying for him and his family. I know that he was teammates with Mark Sanchez. To go in Mark Sanchez, and we all got some jokes in on Mark
We were
Sanchez and
clowning
his Indy incident. But
Mark.
to go in Mark Sanchez's replies on Twitter where he's sending condolences and talking about his teammate, someone that is dead, and you're gonna go into those comments and talk about the Mark Sanchez shit in Indiana is classless. It's classless and it's heartless.
Yeah,
Pick
it's a
any
little
other
uncalled
post
for.
pick any other post to do that under. Like, we should not be here as a society where we're like joking about Mark Sanchez doing dumb shit in a post talking about someone who just died. It's classless. My second one, all the disrespect to Miles Garrett. You took the money. You had every opportunity to get out of Cleveland and go somewhere else and go play on a contender, go join any other team that had a chance of winning. And instead, you stayed on the shitty boo boo, dookie butt Cleveland Browns. And now you got 5 sacks and you lost. Talking about I trade them all for a win. Well, if you wanted to win so bad, go somewhere else. It's two players I never want to hear yap about losing ever: Tyreek Hill and Miles Garrett. Y'all chose the bag over winning. Eat it.
Pause.
Damn.
Nah, for real. Like that, yeah. Honest, dude, you couldn't have said it any better. Like, there were two guys just like they're bitching about their situation. They get everything they want, and then they bitch some more. Like, get out of here, bro. Like,
Well, and, like, how about the fact that you're taking up all that cap space too? Like, take a fucking pay cut. You probably get some better players around you.
Miles
Not with
Garrett,
the
take
Browns.
25 mil for 1 year. You win the Super Bowl last year with the Lions.
I mean, exactly.
You could have gone anywhere.
I think it's surprising that he didn't hold fast and kind of stick more for a trade than he did. Like, he just
Yeah, I
seemed to
mean,
cave.
all he did
No, because
was set
all he
the
wanted was the
market.
bag.
All he did was set the market for everybody else. And now
It was
Hutchinson just
never.
signed for 45. Like, everybody's getting paid. Who
It
hasn't
was
even
never
done what
about.
Miles Garrett has done?
It was never about leaving. It was always about leveraging that into a big payday. Otherwise, you would have left.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'd be pretty pissed too, though, if I had 5 sacks in a game and we still lost by 3 touchdowns.
But you signed up for it with the Browns.
Yeah, he knew the
When
job was dangerous when he took it.
when you signed that contract, your quarterback was the fucking
Deshaun
what?
Watson.
Thank you. I could not think of his name. Yes, when you signed that contract, your quarterback was Deshaun Watson. Don't talk to me about wanting to win.
Is he even like
Um,
Deshaun might come back at some point this year. I might have to pick him up off of waivers.
that
I wouldn't.
motherfucker.
I'm just
I
kidding.
wouldn't.
Real quick before we hit our final topic of the questions of the week, I just want to get off some agenda shit real quick. My boy, superstar, I've been talking about it since last season. Austin Reaves, no Luca, no LeBron, no Gabe Vincent, no problem. My boy has 92 points in the last 2 games. Holla at me. For everyone, Matt, I know you're not familiar with this. It's been an ongoing debate with me and Toph
Right.
with them about if Reeves is a star or not. And the answer to me
I
is
think you got to come up with a new nickname. We got to get him. We got to call him White Chocolate or something, bro.
White chocolate. He's the
I call him white I call him a white mocha.
a white
No,
mocha.
I think he's a star. Absolutely, man. I think he's a good player.
I
Obviously, he's
agreed
not
with
like
you
a
that he's
superstar.
the only
Oh,
place I
wait a
disagree
second.
with you.
Hold on. Kyle,
Hold
pause,
on.
please,
The
for one
only
second.
place I
Matt,
disagree with you is him as a big three. That has been the only I have admitted on this podcast that I think he is a star. I don't think he makes up a big three. That's
I
the
think he
place we
could be in
disagree.
another year or two. He's still only in his second or third year, right?
I think this is his third or
3 or
fourth
4.
season. Yeah.
Yeah,
3 or
it's
4.
maybe his third year. Yeah, he hasn't been in the league long,
No, it
but
could happen, but
he can shoot
he
the
was ready
three.
to
He
crown
can.
him. He was ready to crown him last year with like LeBron hurt and like It was crazy.
Yeah,
So
Spencer gets a
92
that's
little
points.
excited.
92 points in 2 games. How you doing?
How about our Pistons though? Our Pistons are playing good.
hell yeah.
They were
Are they
winning
playing
Me-
good
earlier.
tonight?
Hey, Matt, to prove your point right here about you can be unhappy, your team wins and you're still unhappy. Cade sold me the other day, man. That
Oh,
motherfucker.
really?
I needed 15 points from that motherfucker. He got 12 in a whole NBA game.
See,
In a whole
that's
NBA
exactly what I'm
game.
talking about, bro. How you got 12 points, bro? And you're Cade Cunningham.
All right. Let's hit these questions of the week.
Yes,
Kyle.
sir. All right. So first off, um, Frick, I forgot to shout out the podcast. But there was a podcast I listened to this week where the co-hosts were debating on a certain topic. Is a pretzel a chip?
No,
Like, I'm not saying like a soft pretzel. I'm saying like the roll golds. Is that a
no,
chip?
absolutely not.
So what do you classify it as if it's not a chip?
It's a baked good.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
It's like a cracker, right?
a
Like,
chips.
yeah.
Yeah, I would consider it a cracker. Maybe I could deal
All
with. I
right.
could live with that over a chip. A chip's made out of potatoes or
Exactly. There you go.
tortillas.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm so with you.
or corn.
Spencer?
It's either tortilla chip or a pita chip, maybe, or a
The
potato
only
chip.
argument that I had, like, to counter what we're saying here is that it is in like in the Costco big bag, like they put 4 roll golds in there, just
Hmm.
like in the chip bag, So I like
But it's still a
they
pretzel.
classify
It's
it
still
as a chip, but
separate from a chip.
so to me, a pretzel is a pretzel. It's not even a cracker. It's not even a chip. A pretzel's a motherfucking pretzel. Spencer, how
Fair.
do you feel?
You got me fucking stumped, dog. Um,
This is like hot
I'm
dog is a sandwich.
Just gotta pick
no
one,
like
bro.
I'm no. I'm like I subscribe to the whole like everything is either a salad or a sandwich.
Right.
Everything is, or no, I'm sorry, no. What is it? It's a soup or a salad? No, what? I lost it. I I wasn't
No,
prepared
but
to answer this. There is something like that. Everything is either like a soup or I think a sandwich. Everything's a soup or a sandwich.
What if I got a
Everything.
steak and potatoes?
Steak and
That's not
potatoes.
not that's not a sandwich or a soup, bro.
that's a deconstructed sandwich.
But there's no bread.
You don't have to
You
have
got
bread to have a sandwich, though.
You
you
can
got
have
the
a sandwich
starch
out of
from the potato.
potatoes.
If you wrap the mashed potatoes,
It is
I
just
saw
a
Jimmy John's
deconstructed.
has a pickle witch that just looks fucking disgusting. It's like they cut the pickle in
dude,
half and they put
yeah,
the meat on it. Fucking
suck my
gross.
dick. I'm never eating that.
Looks
Shut up.
awful.
Yeah.
They've got you can have like Jimmy John's has like the Unowitch or whatever. It's like a lettuce wrap. Still a sandwich.
The unwitch. He
The
said Una's
unwitch.
He
motherfucker
said
said Una Unawitch.
like he's from friggin' South Korea.
The
The Unwich.
unwitch, dog.
Him asking me about that pretzel shit broke my fucking brain. I
Bro,
have
is
no
it a
idea.
chip?
I don't know. I don't like. I have no idea
It's a
the
yes or a no,
classification.
Spencer.
I don't know what the classification for a chip is. Like that's out of
It's
my
made out of
fucking.
potatoes
It's not. Does
or
it have to be though?
tortillas. Yep.
It. do-
I should
What
say
about pita?
tortillas, corn.
What about
A
a pita
pita,
chip?
it's still made out of flour and it's like in a triangle. If
What
you
is a
gave me
pretzel made out of, Matt?
if you gave me a it's like
What's
rye
a?
flour. It's a different flour though.
It's still flour.
It's a different flour. There's
That's
many different types of flour, Spencer.
that would be like arguing like that fucking unleavened bread isn't bread because there's no yeast.
No, it's a completely different argument because there's rye bread, there's strewn bread, there's wheat bread, there's white bread, there's different kinds of bread, there's different kinds of flour. A pita chip's made out of white flour, a pretzel's made out of rye flour, a fucking rye flour or white flour can be a chip. Rye flour can't.
Okay, hold about this. What there are pretzel chips though. There are pretzel chips. Motherfucker, cut that pretzel right in fucking half, as thin as fuck. It's pretzel chips. Google it right now, you'll find it.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Those are
I know.
delicious.
Yeah. Those
And
are amazing.
it's a pretzel chip.
But they're
And
actually
they
called
call 'em
pretzel.
chips.
They're called pretzel. No, they're called pretzel crisps.
Oh!
Get it right.
I just got dunked on. I just got dunked on. I'm good.
Have you ever been rejected by Shaquille O'Neal? Now you have. Let's go.
I
This
have
I
is
just
what I
can't believe
wanted
we're
from this
fucking sitting here
question.
like debating this stupidity.
Dude,
of-
I was totally on Spencer's side, and then he's like,
This
"Those
is-
are called crisps," and I was like, "Oh shit!"
the
you
Garden
got
that
it.
Farm
was good.
ones.
I wish
Oh.
I wish I had chosen just to stay out of this shit like I wanted to begin. I am
Yeah,
no expert.
dude.
I am no expert on a fucking chip. You know who you should ask about this bullshit is Jason Whitlock.
True.
That's a
No,
deep cut
I did.
for fucking LeVar Ball going on fucking the herd. Only thing Jay should be talking about is expert on snacks. Fuck Jason Whitlock. Go ahead.
I did remember the shout out. It's from the You Should Know podcast. Everybody should go and tune into them. Their shit is hilarious. They got one guy who sits there and consistently
Are
says
you
some
running a
stupid
fucking
shit.
ad?
Yes, I am. One guy says some stupid shit for about 45 seconds. The other guy corrects him for the next 45 seconds. They're hilarious shorts. Everybody go tune in. By the way, don't forget to like and subscribe to Late Entry. That's where you're at right now. And I hope you're still here.
Next
But
question,
yeah.
sir.
right.
Next question.
And if this one doesn't hit, I don't know what will. Have you ever been caught red-handed in the dirty deed? Matt, I'm going to start with you.
No, I don't think so.
Have you ever caught anybody in the dirty deed?
No, I haven't.
All right, you're boring.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Spencer.
lame.
No, I'm kidding. Spencer.
Like what, by anybody?
Anybody. We're gonna have to cut this.
My mama's watching this podcast right now. I have to plead the fifth.
You asked me to bring this question in, bro.
It was a different question. It was a different question. Shout out,
You guys
mom.
are
What's
hilarious.
All right, well, I'm not answering this either then. So, if you could build a team with any player from any era, who is the first player you are choosing, and what team are they playing for, and who is their head coach? Let's give
Wait,
me
what?
Give me one player, one franchise, and one head coach. Like one.
For what sport?
You know, football.
So if you could build a franchise with any
perfect
player,
team. Yep.
pick a player and a coach.
Pick a player and a coach, and I mean you can pick a team, or I mean like that comes down to bias. I feel like all of us are just gonna pick the Lions. But
Isn't the answer just fucking Brady and Belichick?
I mean, I was thinking Brady for sure. Just because of. And I don't know if I would pick Belichick though. Now, if with the way
But
things are going at North Carolina,
you're getting peak Belichick though. You're getting Brady and Belichick.
Yeah, but could you imagine?
But honestly, it makes me wonder
Tom Brady
if it was Brady
Campbell
all along, bro.
Shanahan or
Yeah, it was Brady all along. The guy that couldn't win the starting job at Michigan.
Yeah, but then he went to Tampa.
It wasn't.
But then he went to Tampa and won a fucking Super Bowl the first year in Tampa.
What I'm saying is that it wasn't Brady all along. It was Brady further on. It was not Brady all along.
Like at the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would say Brady and then coach. Man, that's a tough one. I gotta go Dan Campbell, bro. Just because he's the GOAT, bro. I would take Dan Campbell against any Chuck Noll or any of those guys,
dick
man.
riding is insane.
Lombardi, maybe. Maybe Lombardi
is insane.
How about Vince Lombardi?
Nice. Lombardi's nice.
Motherfuckers are like, yeah, let me just take fucking the coach that hasn't won any fucking thing yet over every coach that's ever existed.
He won a playoff game.
Have you seen the way his players respond?
Have you seen them win a Super Bowl yet? You said any coach that's ever fucking coached, and y'all gonna take Dan Campbell? That
I like
is
how you drop
you.
your voice half an octave to match mine. Like your voice is not that much lower than mine. But yeah, no, I haven't. I have not heard anybody have this much respect for a coach that's more successful. But you know what? Dan Campbell deserves it because he is a fucking dog and he buries himself in his team
Dan Campbell
week
cost
in,
us a trip to the
week
Super
out.
Bowl, dog. I'm not taking him over every coach that's ever existed,
Bro, I can't
and
say
I
he
love
cost
him.
us a trip to the Super Bowl.
He did.
I mean, if we make
Josh
if we
Reynolds
make
should have
some
cost us
catches,
more.
if we convert a couple plays, it's not that's not Dan
He
Campbell.
Right.
he hasn't changed anything since then. He's still going for it on fourth down
I
past
feel
the
like he
50,
started kicking some field goals
like
this year.
a little bit, but
Yeah, you
like
know why?
he's
You know why you're kicking the field goals? Because you're learning from your mistakes.
That's right.
And it was a mistake, and the nigga cost us a chance to go to
I
the
mean, I
Super
can't.
Bowl,
I would have kicked a couple of field goals for sure. I
and
agree,
we would have
but
gone to the Super Bowl. That's it.
I also
That was
know
his
that
fault.
Spencer. What if they missed the field goals? Like nobody talks about that. Like it's not a guarantee that you're going to make a 50-yard field goal. Like it's still a chance you can miss it.
especially
And
from Badgley,
what got us
who we had
there
at the time.
was going for it on fourth down. That's who that team is. That's their identity, bro. And they've changed the trend in the NFL. Everybody's doing it now. Everybody goes for it on fourth down now because of Dan Campbell and the Lions. He's completely changed that trend. Tell
There's
me
a
I'm
time
wrong.
and there's a no. You're right. There's a time and a place, though.
All right, Spencer,
And
who are your picks, man?
Bro, I'm not letting my fucking season come down to Josh Reynolds catching a fucking pass on fourth down.
I still feel like he
No,
should have caught it, hit him right on the hands.
Yeah,
No
he
offense
should
to
have, but
Josh
it's
Reynolds.
Josh Reynolds. It wasn't fucking St. Brown.
He's a
All
pro
the
athlete.
motherfuckers on the team.
He's still a good receiver.
yeah,
Like
he hadn't
yeah.
dropped shit all
He
year,
catches
man.
that 9 out of 10 times, man.
Absolutely. His
Do you
16 of his first 17 receptions that year were all for first downs or touchdowns.
can I ask you
Like
can I
he
ask you
was
guys
a
a
dog
question?
that year.
Let me just ask you a question. Please be honest. I know you're not going to, but I'm gonna ask this. Please be honest. If you're the head coach, do you want your season come all the things that you could do with the ball in your hand on fourth down? Do you want your season coming down to Josh Reynolds catching the ball, or
I mean,
so
no,
many other things?
I said I would
No,
have
and
kicked the
I
field
don't
goal,
and I don't know
but
that he was read number 1 in that progression. St. Brown might have been, but St. Brown might have been covered and so he pivoted. Like we don't know what the nuances behind that were that Josh Reynolds got the ball. St. Brown and JMO could have both been covered. Khalif Raymond could have been like everybody was probably covered, which is why he knew read number 2, he's open, boom, and he drops it. Like that's not on Goff, that's not on Campbell. That's what we do. And we still
yeah,
do it. We've
I
done it
agree.
every week since then. We
That's their
haven't
identity,
wavered from
man.
it. We
That's what
go
got him
but
there.
we go for
And
it past the 50 on fourth down.
When the game ended, what did Dan Campbell say to the locker room?
They said it was his fault.
but
No
that's
further
because he's a
questions.
good coach, Spence.
Because he's a fucking
What's the
phenomenal
coach
coach.
supposed to sit there and say after the team just made a run to the NFC Championship game and
After
lost?
your amazing rookie just fumbled and your cornerback that's kind of done some decent things let this shit bounce off his face mask. And like
I'm
there's so many like unpredictable variables in that game,
the
man.
thing that makes me so disappointed when having these conversations with y'all is I fucking love Dan Campbell, but y'all
I
put
know
me in
you
these
do.
spots. I love Jared Goff too, and you guys put me in these spots to be the fucking wet blanket over the
See,
Lions because of
I think
extreme dick eating.
you
Y'all
know what
won't
it
stop
is.
eating
I'm
dick.
not
I think
no. I'm not
you're a
dick eating, bro.
closet.
We're just saying this is our identity, so he's
I
not gonna
think
change it. That's
you're a
all we're
closet
saying. We're not dick
Packers
eating or
fan.
dick riding. We're just telling you what he is and who he is as a coach, and that
All
it's
the
not
coaches
gonna
you could.
change, and that we sit here and we celebrate it 9 times out of 10. That was just a
That's
time
dick
where we
eating.
Get him,
didn't.
Kyle.
That's dick eating.
Bro,
You
how
just said
many
it's not
times?
going to change. Matt said he's
How,
kicking more field goals now.
It's
It
how
not
did
many
gonna
change.
change
times?
because it's who he is. I can't control it. He's
How
our
many
coach,
times
and
have
I
you
love
heard
him.
Dick
the
eating.
sports analyst the next morning saying, "Man, look at the balls on Dan Campbell." And when the decisions go right, it's look at the balls on this guy. When they go wrong, it's pick him apart. But at least when they went wrong, he stood in front of his team and said, "Look, guys, I made some poor decisions today too." And like he can admit that he's vulnerable, and you can see the team will run through a wall for him, man. And like you said, he's learning from his mistakes. I think maybe we see him down the stretch this year. Maybe he kicks some field goals. We'll see.
You gonna sit here and give me a dissertation about how big his balls are and tell me you're not dick eating?
I mean, that wasn't my words, bro. That's what other people are saying.
Was
No,
it?
that was just me being funny. Look, I love Dan Campbell. I'm just saying that for you to say of all the coaches that have ever lived, you go fucking pick Dan Campbell, who's
You're
won
damn right.
nothing. It's dick eating.
Because he's our guy, bro. A ride or die.
All right.
All right.
All
All
right.
right.
Hey, I'll go with. Hey, did you even give yours?
Um.
No, he just wanted to hate on mine.
I mean, fucking what, bro? Is this supposed to be like what's gonna bring me the most happiness, or am I trying to win a chip?
You're trying to win a chip.
Motherfucking Mahomes and fucking Bill Belichick.
Mahomes and Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
That's who you're gonna build it with.
Yeah, I'm stacking the fucking deck with proven winners. I think that when it's all said and done, Mahomes is going to be the best quarterback we've ever seen before. And I think that if we get a prime Bill Belichick who can just have that defense doing what they need to do, Mahomes going to get it done on the other side. It's literally the formula for the Chiefs right now and last season. A good-ass defense and Mahomes doing just enough. I'll take that. And I'll see you and Dan Campbell and fucking Ryan Gosling, and y'all can dick eat while y'all lose.
All right. Hey, just to be different, I'm gonna go Bill Parcells, Josh Allen.
This motherfucker said Bill Parcells.
Bill
Okay.
Parcells
Bill
trained.
Parcells was a good coach.
Yeah.
He
No.
trained
I'm
Sean Payton. Who trained Dan Campbell. I went for the grandfather.
Respect for Bill Parcells. I'm laughing at the shit you were giving me for saying not to choose Dan Campbell, for you then to not choose Dan Campbell.
No. I was just giving you shit for giving him shit about choosing Dan Campbell. He's a great
and pick
coach.
a proven winner. You said,
if
let me
he
not pick the
didn't
guy that's
pick
not
Dan
won
Campbell,
shit.
I would have. But as soon as he took Dan Campbell, I was like, all right, I'm gonna pivot to Bill Parcells.
You motherfuckers all end of every fucking podcast with the Lions dick eating. It's crazy.
See, I don't know why you have to like make it all homophobic and shit, bro. Like
that's not homophobic. You guys are my friends. I don't care how much Dan Campbell's dick you got in your throat. Y'all still my friends. It's not homophobic. I'll share a drink with y'all anytime.
I think man, he deserves all the praise, man. I don't know if you saw the graphic that they put on like the Monday Night Football game last week, but it was like him at a little fucking, it was like the Dan Campbell grocery store. And it was, I don't know who did that graphic for ESPN, but it was fucking awesome. And they had like on the shelf, they had Ben Johnson action figure and Aaron Glenn action figure, and then they took them off and then they put Kelvin Shepard and Johnny Moe up there as the new action figures this year. And then next to him, they had like onions, 2-pack, and it was his big balls. And then they had like Campbell's grit stew, and it was like a can of Campbell's soup under there. I'll send you the picture. I took fucking pictures of it, but it was a great little graphic they did. But I mean, you got to give the guy credit, man. He's completely changed the culture of losing the worst franchise in fucking pro sports, not just football. Like the Lions were awful, and within 4 years, he's completely turned that around. So I mean, you can't
lost back-to-back in 51.
You can't tell me, Belichick did that for the Patriots. You know what I mean?
Can I say something?
There's something
no. I don't want to argue. I'm trying to say something nice to prove I'm on y'all's side. There is no coach I'm taking over him for our team. No Kyle Shanahan, no Matt LaFleur, nobody. I want Dan Campbell.
So why would you take another coach for any team then? Because you're talking about historically?
Yes.
Would you? So I don't know, man. He said prime Bill Belichick.
Yeah, what
Okay.
like, bro? Like that's what are we talking about?
I
That's
don't
like
know,
fucking
man.
your
I'm
favorite
talking
Because
player
he
about
being.
has the Super Bowls, but he has the Super Bowls because of Tom Brady.
North Carolina Bill Belichick.
That'd be like your favorite player being like fucking Jalen Brunson and being like, if you could pick any fucking player in all of WNBA or all of NBA, who would you start your franchise with and be like Jalen Brunson and not like fucking LeBron, Jordan? Like that's all I'm saying. Come on, that's all I'm trying to say. Like I just want to be keep shit in perspective. That's it. I love him.
All right.
No, it's all good.
Uh, final thoughts before we end this podcast. Okay.
Spencer
Oh,
sucks, and
The
the
remind me, or
Lions will win the Super Bowl.
the Blue Jays are going to win the World Series.
yeah,
I
they
agree
won
with
tonight.
that.
I think it was
I
Yeah.
five
agree
to
with
one.
that.
5 or 6 to 1.
Fuck you,
I have
Shohei.
just one final thought. Wembenyama is on a crazy, crazy, crazy tear
Mm,
right now. This motherfucker trained with Hakeem. He trained with the Shaolin monks, and that motherfucker is here to play. He has been hooping, just
Yeah.
insane. And you talk about a freak of nature, dog. My dad was in town. And he does not watch any sports. Zero. He's not a sports guy at all. I had the games on like in the back while we were all hanging out. Wemby's on the screen. He looks up. He turned into that dude from that meme. What the hell is even that? It's like what? Like
Daddy
he's like,
chill.
He looks like an alien out there. Like he
yes,
really does. Like
yes,
and the things like he can do from a ball handling standpoint and shooting, like I've never seen somebody that tall be able to just, be that agile and like shoot like that, man. He's going to be generational for sure. I mean, LeBron's passing the torch to him, it seems, if he can, stay healthy too. But
Yeah, he's the
yeah.
guy. He's the
he's
guy.
incredible.
We might be
And like
looking at a.
he's gonna lead the league in blocks like every year. Like
Yeah,
even on the defensive end, bro. He's unbelievable.
we might be looking at Wemby MVP season coming soon.
Hmm.
Oh, for sure. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Gilgis Alexander is going to have something to say about that, I think, for years to come. He's not going anywhere either. But
Yeah.
no, I think there's a lot of young stars in the NBA that I'm excited about it right now.
Oh yeah. All right. We're at this bitch for an hour 47. Let's get the hell off of here. Thank